Good evening, happy Monday. Welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great one. We're going to try our best to make it even better for you. Tonight, we're breaking down the hottest topics everyone's talking about. We discussed the No Kings March that took place over the weekend, the latest with the Brandy and Monica, the Boys Mind Tour. J-Lo's first ex-husband is clapping back after one of her recent interviews. And then later, Britney Spears' ex-husband, Kevin Federline, has a new tell-all book. Find out what he said, what he's having to say about the alimony that he received, and also find out how a lottery winner used ChatGPT to win. All that much more. Want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Blue Sky, X, and of course our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Thank you so much for your comments and for subscribing. Brittany's out tonight, but me, Chike, and Lanier are gonna hold it down. How y'all feeling on this Monday?
Tired.
You
I
know,
feel pretty good on this Monday. I'm
actually
all
feel
right.
pretty good. That's a productive one. That's a productive one. All right, well, our question of the day is: could you forgive your parents for lying about a family secret? I'll start with you, Lanier.
Hmm. Um, I'm gonna say, yeah, it's gonna take some time and some therapy, but I mean, we all, we know that there are secrets, especially within Black families.
Hmm.
Um, Stuff that we don't know, that we'll never know, and even if we have found out, it's so far removed from us, but it's affected us.
Yeah.
You know, like if you hold on to it, all you're gonna do is hurt yourself. And you have to also think that if you are also a parent, if you don't know how to forgive your parents,
Hmm.
you effectively rear your kids when something happens, because parents do not tell their children everything.
Right.
And if they find out, what would you want your children to do?
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Chiki, what about you?
Well, it's forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is a part of productive healing. So I would say yes.
Yeah. I would say yes too. I like to say yes. I think it also depends on how my parents treat me overall, and kind of giving them grace because I think parents do the best they can at the time. But yeah, I like to say yes. But like Linnea said, every family has a family secret, so
Hmm.
you know. But let us know on Blue Sky or X. Could you forgive your parents for lying about a family secret? Stephen I Show SHO on X and the Stephen I Show on Blue Sky. All right, well, reports confirm that the No Kings protest took place nationwide this past Saturday. The demonstrations were largely against what organizers describe as an authoritarian policies of President Trump and his administration. The event was a part of a larger ongoing movement of protests in his second presidency. Now, details about this organizers estimated that nearly 7 million people participated in over 2,700 locations across 50 states, making it potentially one of the largest single day protests in U.S. history. Now, primary grievances protests focus on several issues, including immigration enforcement and ICE raids, deployment of National Guard in U.S. cities, threats to democracy and constitutional rights, cuts to federal programs such as healthcare. Now, rallies were held in major cities like New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, Chicago, and Atlanta, as well as smaller towns and cities across America. Despite some minor incidents, police in many major cities, including New York and Washington, D.C., reported that the protests were largely peaceful with few to no arrests. Attendees often wore yellow to show solidarity and used signs and costumes to express their messages. One recurring theme involved comparing Trump's actions to those of a monarch with signs reading "No kings, no tyrants." Now, the administration has dismissed the protests after the October 2025 event. Trump's political team trolled rallies by posting AI generated images of the president wearing a gown. He also posted a AI video of him taking a dump on the people out there protesting. The No King protests are considered one of the largest peaceful protest moments in modern history. Now, Trump was asked about it, and he said, "By no way am I king. I worked my ass off to make the country great. That's it. And he said that the people didn't represent America, and they like a bunch of jokes when he was interviewed. But you know, the footage was there. You know, he said it was a small crowd. You know, he's obsessed with crowd size, and they didn't really make much of an impact. But 7 million people is more than I think the second largest was 2 million people had protested. You know, decades ago. But Chike, what are your thoughts on the protests and the aftermath, and what are you hoping comes from this?
Um, that we become more united. Um, Hopefully that this is the start of another wave of resistance for the American people. I hope this movement grows and we show things in our ballots. I don't know what else to say because it's kind of hard to gauge where people are if you just focus on the news and what news you're watching and what information you receive,
Mhm.
because that matters.
Yeah.
With all this AI and this misleading information and your legacy news channels not wanting to tell the complete truth on things. And what I did love, what I did watch over the weekend was Joy Reid, Don Lemon,
Hmm.
Jim Acosta, and there was one more gentleman. They got together and joined forces and created their own anchor panel,
Yeah.
and they covered it
Yeah.
from a non-legacy news disposition, and I thought it was wonderful. They had fun. They had me laughing. They had me tearing up. They had guest stars come on. I remember Jasmine Crockett came on, and it was somebody else that came on. So they really set it up really nice, like it was the regular news, but
Hmm.
it was the independent news, so to
Right.
speak. And I
Yep.
thought it was really well done. They really put that together. And if they ever hear this, thank you guys for the service that you're doing for the country by telling the truth.
Absolutely. It's interesting you talk about legacy media and news. I was watching CBS Mornings, so I watch every morning during the week, and I thought that would have been one of the first stories they talked about. They kind of brushed over it later on in the show, and I was kind of like, they talked about it, but it was kind of like, okay, that's it. But
That
again,
happened. Okay, next.
yeah, exactly. Lanier, what are your thoughts on this, on the protest?
I don't want to say that it's too little, too late. Um, the same way that you came together in this moment should have been the same way that people came to the polls to vote properly.
Hmm.
Um, because now it's like trying to fight your way out of a paper bag.
Hmm.
Um, with everything that's going on right now, where you have someone who's destroying the country and you're destroying um 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with you took away the Rose Garden.
Yeah.
Um, you're going to have a UFC fight at the White House. Um, you're now destroying the East Wing to build this grandiose ballroom after you have laid off millions of people.
Yep.
Um, and people still don't get it. People still don't get it. And how do you counter ignorance?
Hmm.
How do you do that? Um, yes, we have voices out there, but they're being drowned out by, as Chike said, with AI and a whole bunch of misinformation and propaganda. And I already don't have cable. So when I start to see things on things that like I'm utilizing like YouTube, I don't even want to turn that on anymore.
Hmm.
I don't even want to see certain things anymore because I don't want to see the nonsense that's being spewed. So I think that had people listened to that 92%, you probably would have had more people. Probably would have had more colored people.
Yeah.
To participate, but we know that we're not safe in those spaces. I like to say to those who effed around and found out when they tried to invade those spaces, I hope you're feeling better today. Because I've seen a lot of that. Seen a lot of that. So, but yeah, no, that's it for me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this will bring people to vote next year and to vote out these people that are not don't have our best interest, that are all about getting rich and getting their friends rich. So
That part.
yeah.
And just to tag on, mail-in voting, people, is the way to go. Mail-in voting.
I dropped mine off today.
Yeah.
I did too, Nene.
Yep.
Well, Saturday during her tour stop in Chicago, Brandy was seen leaving the stage after it appeared that there was some technical difficulty. She didn't return on stage before the show unexpectedly ended. She's now speaking out in a statement where she stated that she experienced dehydration and feelings of wanting to faint. She shared that she still pushed herself to go on stage, said, I still made the decision to try and return and give it my all despite not feeling okay. She continued to share that it was impossible to fully connect sonically with production, but she appreciated everyone's best efforts. She later went to a local hospital and took the proper precautions to help her move forward. And then she ended up coming to the next show. She did perform the whole show. But what I thought was touching about this was that Monica gave a tribute to her there, to the audience in Chicago. Just lifting her up, saying you never know what people are going through when you see us on stage. But I did see that there's a petition now where people that were at that show want their money back because they didn't get the full show. What are your thoughts, Linnea, on this? Because Brandy did mention that there were, with months of rehearsing, intense rehearsing, and then performing, it kind of caught up with her. And I saw people in the comments saying she's probably perimenopausal. She had all that clothes on. She's in her 40s now, and they hit different for your 20s. But I don't know. People talking junk. But what are your thoughts?
It does not matter how old you are. When you push your body,
Yeah.
at some point, when you pushed it until you can't push it anymore, God will sit you down.
Mm-hmm.
There are signs that happen way before then, but having been someone who was a pusher, and I went through it and ended up having 2 blood transfusions and a major surgery that set me down for 3 months. So, people can be so in the world that we live in now with this whole internet thing, people just instantly jump on BS. And they really just don't. Half these people wouldn't be able to perform in front of a zookeeper, nonetheless, millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
So and Zookeeper just came out. Don't ask me where, it just came out. I had nothing else at the time.
Right.
But to put your not just your body, your voice. Right now, I think who just had to go through surgery and she ain't have yet? Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor. And then Monica found out that one of her vocal cords is damaged on this tour, right before the tour started.
People don't understand. Like, this is a lot, and these people want to come out and give you everything that they have, and they literally get, well, for those who don't use tracks, they literally give you everything that they had. So when you don't hear from them for a while, you gotta give people grace.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Because initially, Chika, they said that people didn't know why she left the stage. They thought that she was having issues with the sound and she was unprofessional, just left the stage. It wasn't until later on after she released her statement indicating that she felt dehydrated and that she was going to pass out. But even still, people want their money back. Do you think they deserve their money back?
So here's the thing. Fans don't understand what it's like to be on stage. Steven, you're a performer. Lanier's a performer. I've performed on stage. It's different when you're up there. Between the lights and depending on what you're doing and how long you're up there and what you have on and how much energy you're exerting, it can be taxing. And yes, you can pass out. You could pass out from the heat from the lights alone.
Yeah.
Let alone, you performing and moving around and gyrating. And Brandy is a full-on performer. She's singing and she's dancing and she's giving you costumes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
With that being said, a fan did not get what they paid for. In that regard, you probably do deserve a refund. But as a fan, and if I'm a true fan of Brandy, and I know that she came up there, and I know that Brandy gives her all because she's committed to that. And she came from a place where she had stage fright. So I know that she wants to conquer being on stage and performing for people. It happens. Sometimes stuff happens. Sometimes you go to a performance and the sound isn't right.
Yeah.
It happens. Every performance that you go to is not going to be perfect. They're going to try to give you the perfection because that's what they're in the business of. But sometimes it just doesn't work out. Hey, you got certain individuals that don't even show up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're a true fan and you really love her, why not send her your love and prayers and see her again? Support her.
Exactly.
Because remember, Brandy hasn't been around during tours. They put this together for the sake of putting it together to get out on the road because that's not something that she really did.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah.
came into our hearts through TV, not through concerts and tours.
So I'm sorry, maybe I'm confused. The show still went on, but just with Monica.
Well, I don't
Right.
think they said Monica. I don't think they finished the whole show because if I watched clips of it on the first night, they go in between. Like when they first come out, Brandy sings a song, Monica sings a song, and they're both on stage with each other at the same time. And I think they do their own individual sets, but then there are other times they come back together.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the full show went on for what I read. What I read.
Okay.
But
I mean, it is disappointing, and I can see from the fans' point of view where they would want their money back. And me personally, I probably, and because I am me, and we're in entertainment, we kind of understand things differently. I probably wouldn't be demanding my money back, but I can see why a fan would want their money back.
yeah.
I saw a chick.
Or I'm sorry, Lanier. Or what normally happens when artists something like that happens at the tail end of the tour when it's over, they will come back around and they will reconvene at that venue that didn't go so well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best you can hope for.
That's what I thought they might do.
I saw this one chick put up. She went and she said her only issue was that it wasn't communicated
Right.
what had happened. But she was like, up until that point, they were having a ball.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just that Brandy's communication team did not communicate what was going on, which should have happened. Like an announcement should have been made, even if you didn't know exactly at that moment, but you knew that something was wrong. Something should have been said. I just don't know if the show was done after that. Was she the ending act, or did other things happen after that? I guess that's the part where I'm confused at.
Yeah, they said Monica gave a speech, and then left the stage, and then everything, lights came up and everything. So they didn't even know. They were shocked it was the end of the. What I read, they were shocked it was the end of the concert. They were like, well,
So
what?
was this one of the performances where they didn't have the opener acts?
They did.
They did. They had
They
all
had Kelly Rowland and who else?
Kelly
Steven?
Rowland, Mooney Long, and then
Money
the guy
Long.
that won American Idol.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to see him on 31st, so hope. But they came back out. She came to the next show, their last show they did, and apparently it went well. So I'm looking forward to seeing them next Friday. All right. Well, Jennifer Lopez, first ex-husband, he's responding to Jennifer Lopez's recent comments on the Howard Stern show, where she stated that she has never felt truly loved by a partner. His last name, I think, is Noah. Posted a public response on Instagram accusing Lopez of being the one who cheated and was unfaithful during their marriage and claiming that she abandoned their relationship for her career. He's essentially firing back at her victim card by reframing her comments to say that she's the one who's been incapable of love. So, in her recent interview, Lopez said that while she's been loved by partners, she's never felt truly loved in return, adding that her exes weren't capable of it. Now, Noah's response, he posted a scathing rebuttal on Instagram, claiming Lopez was the one who was unfaithful and that she abandoned him for a career in stardom. He even mentioned that he moved to be where she was for their marriage. He said that he was good, loving, and faithful husband, and that she should take responsibility for her own actions. It was funny. I saw a lot of people in the comments saying the same thing, that at some point you're the common denominator in all these marriages and relationships. When are you going to take accountability? But Lydia, you're a woman, and she's saying that she was pretty much saying that they loved her, but they only gave her what they could, but she didn't feel really loved. What are your thoughts?
What the hell does that mean? And as soon before you even said what the people in the comments said, I said she is the common denominator. She done had everybody across the board, white, black, Puerto Rican. She done had everybody. It can't be all of them.
Right.
Period.
And then double back with Ben Affleck 20 years later.
Double back with Ben Affleck and ain't with him no more.
Yeah.
And please, y'all, stop encouraging this broad to sing. Like, stop. I don't know if y'all saw this video where she was like on the microphone. I think she was with her vocal coach.
Yes.
Stevie, yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. And she walked away from that microphone like she really did something. That is the type of delusion I want in my life. That's the delusion I want for myself. I need some of that.
I read a comment that said delusions work for her this long a career. Maybe we all need some of that. Chika, what are your thoughts? Could she be the victim or is she the common denominator?
Well, Kiss of the Spider Woman is either coming out or it's out, right? So she needs talking points. Yeah, listen. Since she started talking, I'm going to say this from someone who's been to therapy, who continues to go to therapy. When you're looking for a relationship, you need to come to it whole. Mm-hmm. No one should have to fill you up. That's not anyone else's job. Your job is to fill you up. Right. They're to complement what you bring to the table, and you're supposed to do the same for them. For her to have done this 20,011 times and not got it right, or no one was able to fill you up, because they're never going to. Yeah. You have to fill you up. No one else is ever going to do that. So hopefully, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, if you're going to pick another partner, do some work on yourself before you actually pick that partner. Maybe then that next person will love you the way that you think you should be loved, because the true love that you're looking for is the love that you need to have for yourself.
Right. And essentially what her ex-husband was saying, or first ex-husband was saying, is that she chose a career over the marriage. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This was really what she wanted. But don't throw your ex-husband under the bus. Your husband was saying that they didn't truly love her. I think that was kind of foul. Just say you wanted your career and you did that, All right, listen, when we come back, Britney Spears' ex-husband Kevin Federline has a new tell-all book. Find out what he had to say about the alimony he received. And also find out how a recent lottery winner said he won using ChatGPT. More after the break.